Morning, everybody. It's Ben Jones here. Wow, this lighting is kind of weird to me. Make a small adjustment. There we go. That'll work. All right. So today in the coffee workshop, we are going to talk a little bit about. Um, it's gone by various different names. We're just going to call it keto coffee. So keto is a way of eating. Tends to be high fat, low carb, low sugar. The idea is that it keeps your body in a state of ketosis, which has to do with digestion and where your body is burning fats or carbohydrates or then what it does to store those things. I'm a coffee guy, I'm not a... Anyway, whatever. So, a lot of people have made claims about different types of coffee, some that are, how would we say it, impervious to firearms, that sort of thing. Mixing butter with your coffee, great. What I really care about is, do you like the coffee you're drinking? Is it something you can repeat? And, hopefully you're not, hopefully it works for you. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, but keto coffee. So I was helping out at a cafe a couple years ago, and this fella came in, and about 3 times a week, he orders a keto latte as part of his workout regimen. And but here's the kicker: is he wanted it made because with keto you're avoiding sugars. So instead of using regular milk, he asked for heavy whipping cream. And heavy whipping cream, oh boy, is it heavy. It is heavy whipping cream. So he took that and he wanted us to make a 4-shot latte for him, but he had it in a 20-ounce cup. So that's essentially about 14 to 15 ounces of heavy whipping cream. And it works for him. He likes it. It was great. So that got me really kind of thinking about, looking a little bit about some of the trends with keto coffee. But then my wife does, she has not been a coffee drinker because the caffeine has been really sensitive to caffeine. But she's found that when she adds some of these ketonic elements to it, that she can handle it for whatever reason. And this is not medical advice. This is not dietary advice. This is simply just a method of making coffee using things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start making an AeroPress, and this isn't a video about making the AeroPress. We've done that before. So I'm just going to rinse my filter. And while this is making, I can show you some of the ingredients that we'll be using for our keto coffee. And that's one of the reasons I'm choosing AeroPress today, is because I can set it and let it brew and then come back to it all in good time. There we go, good vigorous pour. And there we go. Take our stirring paddle, make sure we get all that splashing I did, believe it or not, didn't saturate all the ground, so I want to give it a good stir. To the astute viewer, you may notice that I'm using a different mug, because this isn't my coffee today. I'm not drinking this one. This is for my lovely wife. Let's just slide that lid in there. All right. Got about a minute and a bit now. All right, so the fastest way to make a keto coffee at home, we just have a little jar of virgin coconut oil. So we just take a little spoon and scoop a spoon of this and put it right into the cup. It's a great option. Similarly, you can get some MCT oil. This is, I don't know what MCT is, but it's just very much a clarified fat oils out of the coconut. So it's supposed to give very little flavor. So if you're looking to impart very little flavor, opt for this. If you don't mind the coconut flavor, opt for some good old-fashioned coconut oil. Now what my wife really likes with her coffee is she likes also a little splash of cloves. So I've just got from the grocery store some cloves. So I'm just gonna, let's do this. While that AeroPress is steeping, I'm just going to take a little spoonful, just add that right to the cup. I'm going to take my clove, I'm going to give a little dash. There we go. And I do want to get that coconut off the edge of the cup because I don't want to, I'm just going to grab my little towel. I don't want to get coconut oil on my AeroPress. There we go. All right. Perfect timing. Let's put that in. Give a little press down. So every body is incredibly different in the way they process the things we eat. I don't do well with a keto diet, so I don't eat a keto diet. The caffeine, like I said, affects my wife unless she drinks it in a keto fashion. So that's been pretty fascinating to see how that plays out. Punch that through. And just top off a little bit of water in there because I made it strong. So this is not dietary advice, and this is definitely not an endorsement for or a detraction from keto coffees. Let's take our little spoon, let's give it a little stir. But this is just a way of doing it. It's basically cutting down the coffee using a high-fat, low carbohydrate, low sugar additive. So some people have found that they can get increased benefits from their time in the gym or running on the track. Some people have found that it reduces their caffeine sensitivity. If you think you might like the flavor, definitely worth a go. If you have found yourself, I don't know, maybe getting an upset tummy from the acidity, pH of the coffee, this might be worth a look. If you find that, for any number of reasons, if you've been, sensitive or not too enthusiastic about drinking a plain cup of coffee, maybe the caffeine hits you. I can't make you any promises because everybody is very different. But yeah, it's worth a try, worth a look. And that's how my wife drinks her coffee, and that is a quick look at keto coffee. If you do dairy, again, you would avoid any types of drinking milk, so non-fat, fat-free, 1%, 2% whole milk. All those milks have more sugars than you're looking for. Even half and half is going to have too many carbohydrates, but if you're looking to stay keto, more as a weight loss and less as a therapeutic element, again, heavy whipping cream is an option I've seen. And that fellow who he drinks that 20 ounce, three times a week, 20 ounces of heavy whipping cream. There was a little bit left over, just a tiny bit left over in the steam pitcher after making his drink. So I went ahead and made up an espresso real quick, and I essentially made a tiny drink, so it was like half espresso and half of the heavy whipping cream. Yeah, it was something rich. But with that disclaimer, or with that mention, I want to disclaim that heavy whipping cream is an incredibly expensive product. So if you are wanting to try a heavy whipping cream latte, your cafes will not be stocking it because it's used specifically to make whipped cream. And then if you ask for them to use all the whipped cream to make lattes, it'll be problematic. And there will have to be an additional charge for that heavy whipping cream because it is, again, much more expensive product to put across the bar. So that is a quick look at keto coffee. It smells coconutty, and that clove is nice. That clove is a really nice little addition. With this coffee specifically, even though we're doing keto to reduce caffeine sensitivities, I used 50% Peru decaf, our Swiss water decaffeinated coffee. I used about half the beans of that, and then about 20% of the Ethiopia Guji Shakizo, a natural processed coffee, so I wanted to get a little bit of that fruity and spicy tone to it. And then I cut that with the rest with some of our Guatemala, the El Valle, simply to add a nice, enhance that chocolate layer that complements with the Peru decaf. And then the sprinkling of clove on top of that is just really nice. Any addition of clove, allspice, cardamom, all those baking spices, cinnamons, they really complement the coffee well. So if you're looking for something fun and interesting at home, there are some options. Thank you for joining us. It is Friday. Got some work to do, then we're going to have a weekend. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.